So we are live once again. Hi everyone. Robert here once again. I'm a little bit later than usual, but I was doing the Hillcast before I went in live. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. We are about to hit the 300 subscriber mark. And if you are one of those people who have been joining me for quite a while, you know what that means. You know that means a new Q&A with me. So I'm looking forward to do that. Also, if you happen to be a TNA fan from the old school type, right? I will highly suggest to you to check out the videos and the podcast that I have been doing with the Professor Hurls and the Raven Effect at the Hillcast. We were just talking about TNA 2007, and there's a lot of interesting stuff that we cover on that show, including the injury of Scott Steiner that happened on a house show here in Puerto Rico. And obviously, I was there and I gave my 2 cents about all of that. This week on Impact Wrestling, there was a lot of big news, especially one big one. We're gonna start with that. So, TNA announced breaking news. We are delighted to announce that Dummies will be named and shamed along into the future, as Eli Drake has signed a contract extension with Impact Wrestling. There have been rumors and speculations that it was a long-term contract. So far, I haven't seen no confirmation of that, but it looks like that is gonna be the way they're gonna be doing business. And Eli Drake most likely is gonna stay with Impact Wrestling, I guess, for at least a whole new year. So those are excellent news. This was one of those guys that it is beloved by the audience, by that type of audience that tells all the wrestling fans to watch Impact Wrestling. The base love Eli Drake. I know he was not the biggest draw when he was the champion, right? But it is what it is. But at the end of the day, he do the thing that matters the most. He energized the base. He got the mic skills. He got the in ring skills. He can also cut a good promo. He got a good physique. Also, to rub salt into the wounds of Brian Alvarez, the guy from the Wrestling Observer newsletter, who said, and I quote, that Eli Drake was the most generic guy in professional wrestling, and I got a video about it. So this is a win for Impact Wrestling. Don't get it twisted. Instead of wasting your time like Mike Bennett or EC3, who, by the way, he wasn't even booked on the last, NXT pay-per-view. So, you better do the right thing. Stay with Impact Wrestling. Do not be like Chris Harris, who decided to jump ship, and he was a mockery of himself, just like Mike Bennett. Also, there was a new Twitch show. I usually don't cover that, but there's one thing that I like about this lot is the name of this show, the UnCivil War. This is a topic that is very current when it comes down to American politics. So what better way to get some new eyes into the promotion than to have a provocative title for a show? And I hope they deliver on this one and they're able to get a couple of new fans. Let's stop for a second. Another piece of information. We got a new chief operating officer from Anthem Sports. They hire a guy called Peter Epstein, and I know the jokes just write themselves up, and the the trolls are we're having a great time. When I saw his last name, I know it is not the right thing to judge a guy by his last name, but it is what it is. When you heard that last name Epstein, you know what we're talking about. We're talking about the Lolita Express. So when I heard this news, I was joking at the chat room of the Hillcast with Kyle, and he was also the one that got the reference. But outside of this, this might be something that might work. I did a little bit of research on the guy, and I think the best information that I found about him was, at least on the internet, coming from LinkedIn. He worked with MTV very early on, 86, 88, 88, 90, I think, until 96. So when I heard that he worked with MTV, I thought that he was a social justice warrior, since MTV is just that trash now. But no, he was in MTV during the good old days. So that is something good. Also, he got very good connections on Dubai. That might be a market that might be open for TNA for them to explore. The same as Qatar. I know there's gonna be people that might have some objection toward all of this, myself included. I think Qatar, I might not do business with them, but it is not about me. It is about Impact Wrestling. But if they might be able to just show the show, or maybe do some connection at the Middle East, that might be good for them. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Fight Network or Impact Wrestling lands a deal somewhere, either on Qatar, or Dubai, or any of those places, Cyprus, or Bahrain, or something along those lines. So that might be a good thing overall for Impact Wrestling. Let's do a little bit of a preview of what is gonna be happening next at Impact Wrestling, and after this, I'm gonna take a quick peek at the chat room, and that's it, because this is quite late for me. The old guys like me should be sleeping. So Moose and Austin Aries, they're gonna be keep having their little feud. So they're gonna be having some sort of world title talk. So let's see what they are able to accomplish with this segment. Also, we will have finally the debut of the Desi Hit Squad. Let's see what they're able to do, and if they're able to get over with the Canadian audience, since this show is gonna be emanating from Canada. Also, we got a House of Hardcore segment with Eddie Edwards and obviously Tommy Dreamer. I know that it was pre-recorded, but let's see how it looks on television, because those are two different things. What is something for the TV, and what is something when they do it live. Also, we will have another indie stuff. Pentagon Jr. and Sammy Callahan at PCW Ultra in California. So let's see what they do over there. I know that is the new feud. So let's see. I'm not this hype for seeing indie matches, especially when we're getting a show on Canada, and I want to make the best out of being in Canada, a place that it is lively to be there, not like the Impact Zone, who have back acoustic, and the fans are not that excited to be there because they are too used to seeing Impact Wrestling. So I think two indie stuff back to back, not a fan of it. But I'm not gonna prejudge this show. I need to see first, and then I could do a proper judgment. By the way, I'm gonna do this week review as a live stream like this one, but a little bit more energy because I'm tired as hell. Another match that we're getting tomorrow: Matt Sydal versus Desmond Xavier. Let's see how the crowd eat up all the flips and stuff these two are gonna be doing. Also, we got el debut, the debut of Rich Swan. So there's people looking for it. I heard his teleconference, and he came across as someone on the down low. He came across as, hey, I'm now like getting a second chance. I, I'm gonna tell you the 100% truth. He sounds like someone that just left jail. If you know what I'm talking about, someone that did something like really bad, and now he's trying to overcome all those adversities and stuff like that. So he sounded like that. I was, you know, inadvertently laughing because he that was the mood that he did. So it is what it is, but he was looking for the opportunity, and that is a good mind to to do business with Impact Wrestling, to come to the company. And I saw that Impact Wrestling promoting him, and he was playing like a 12-string guitar. So I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up even doing his own music thing like Eli Drake did with Impact Wrestling. So what better way for you to get the wrestling team that you wanted than you doing your own stuff and being able to use that music on your own entrance? I think I wouldn't be surprised if that might end up happening with Rich Swan. As let me go to the intro. Let me check for a second the chat room, and I'm gonna go. So I got Andre oh, Corbiel. Hey, what is happening? What's up? He say, hey, if they could do an event in Qatar, it would be a financial boost that put the company into the next level. Even though I don't agree with those country ideology. Yeah, I get your point. I truly get your point. There's a lot of money on Qatar, and I'm not a big fan of Qatar, especially knowing that they are the ones that finance AJ Plus and Al Jazeera. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, do a little Google research on Al Jazeera and hear the stuff that they say and they do, and that is TV, station, a news station done by the regime of Qatar. That is something that I don't want to be associated. But this is a business, and if maybe you are able to do something different, if you're able to do business with the government of Qatar, maybe you can show them the way. What I will not put up if they ask for the knockouts not to be shown. I know I'm jumping the line, but I think that is something that is I cannot put up with it. But we're jumping the gun. Hopefully, if they are able to at least land a TV deal in Qatar, that would be good for Impact Wrestling. So it is what it is. So yeah, obviously I'm gonna put this video on Wrestling with Wrestling. That is a wrestling website that you should be part of it. If you are not, you are on the wrong side of history. You should be able to join us. There's a lot of content creators over there doing a lot of interesting stuff when it comes down to WWE, Impact Wrestling, Hell, even if you speak German, you could get a podcast on German. So obviously, there's a lot of cool stuff happening on that land. So I guess that is it for me. Make sure you join me tomorrow. Join me tomorrow for the Impact Wrestling review that's gonna be happening. I think along the lines of 30 minutes after the show, so I could do have a good notes, so I could do a proper coverage of that show. So I guess that's it for me. Thank you a lot for listening, and make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, dislike, whatever the hell you want, but make sure you watch my videos all the way till the end. So goodbye. Thanks for watching and listening.